Okay, so I've been getting a couple of responses to my cutter reviews, actually. And first off, thank you everybody for watching, those of you that actually do watch. And there have been those of you that have asked questions, and I have done my best to answer, but being no expert, sometimes my answers are limited. And then there has been the one of you that has complained about my yelling! You hear that? That's how loud I can get. I am loud. So loud it set her off singing without touching her. I am superpowered. Hear it? Superpowered. Wait. Okay. Move it. Ah! Okay. Because I have superpowers. I am the siren, bitches. Look. If you don't like that I am expressive in emotion and I'm not afraid to be human, you do not have to watch my channel. And I'm glad that my information is very helpful. I'm glad that my experiences are helpful. But beyond that, if you don't like it, don't watch it. You know, YouTube at least is still a free economy, and we don't have any laws forcing us to watch anything here yet. So, now to cover something else, and more than one person has made this suggestion to me lately, so it's important that I cover this. I wasn't going to go back to Cutterland yet because of some things that are going on, but it appears that I need to say something. It has been suggested that the problems I'm having with cutters are user error. And I wish it was user error, because you know what this means? This means that we could correct. We could correct it. I wouldn't have to spend a lot of money on shipping to ship things out to get them fixed, or on materials or supplies or whatever, because I would be able to just learn to be better with cutters. So we're going to go through each cutter that I've been through so far, and we're going to revisit real quick. First, the Silhouette. The fact that the Silhouette could not cut Shrinky Dinks, my error. Who was I to believe those horrible freaking forum posts from people who, I don't know what they did to get their cutter to work, but it wasn't going to work for me. Okay, fine. The Silhouette does not have the poundage to cut Shrinky Dink paper. I know this now. However, the Silhouette that I reviewed and complained about was indeed acknowledged by the company to be broken. The company fixed it and sent me back a refurbished machine. It was a refurbished machine, which means it never could quite cut up to par. And I knew it was because it was refurbished. So I put up with it, and I was actually pleased with the stickers I was able to make and a lot of stuff that I made up until the day that I wore it out. Okay? So, not user error. 2, the Pazzles. The Pazzles. Wouldn't it be great if it was a user error? Because that sucker could cut Shrinky Dinks, it had poundage, it could cut all the things that I need cut, it could even cut tin cans. Okay? And if I want to do just a straight cut, alright, without doing any print and cut, I still use it sometimes for that. For just shapes and stuff. Because some of the charms I assemble are in like 4 parts, and 2 of those parts are clear craft plastic parts. But, the caveat. But, when it comes to print and cut, it will not do it. And I am not the only person with this complaint. I am not the only person with the complaint of being treated crap by the company, with troubleshooting it and getting it fixed to find out what's wrong, to know if it was something beyond the fact that we just know it's broken. So my Pazzle sits in the corner covered in dust, and I only just now paid it off. And I will tell everybody, if you really want to get a Pazzles, don't do the payment plan, because if it comes to you broken, you're screwed. You're going to be stuck paying on it for a year to 2 years. Don't do it. Yeah. So the Pazzles works if I don't want to do print and cut. Not user error. The Black Cat. That darling Black Cat that the company told me said that it was a counterfeit, that was broken from day one, that I was lied to about, that it was my fault that I bought it used. Not a user error. Now we're back to the K&K Force. The K&K Force, which I sent in for repairs, was acknowledged was broken. Was repaired. Still has its broken bar. Not a user error. And I didn't want to go with this too much further because some things are going on with the K&K Force. And I didn't want to go there. I do have some videos made that I've been meaning to post, and I actually misplaced the SD cards. Just give me some time to find it. We've had some things going on lately. And I didn't want to go there, but my husband's the one that handled reporting the ticket to get it fixed, and he reported everything, but the one thing that has not been fixed yet still. And that would be that the K&K Force will now not slide its mat around by too much. I mean, it wasn't sliding it around at all, and now it's went back to doing that after only, I am not kidding, counting 4 cuts. Well, 4 times cutting, because each time I cut, I'll do several cuts. So I've used it 4 times, and where that was fixed, that has went back. And it was some calibration, something was off with the machine itself. I haven't really been given good details to be able to repeat them to you, but I can tell you that the company did handle that and did acknowledge, oh, look, there's something wrong with this machine, not a user error. The issue with it now is, besides the fact that it's starting to go back, is, one, it won't keep its cutting poundage. It won't. And that was something I had mentioned before, but the husband tells me he didn't communicate for some strange reason. And so I will tell Sure Cuts a lot, cut at a poundage of 10 and it'll cut at a poundage of 40. Or it'll start at a poundage of 40, which I'll set it at, and then slowly over time it'll go to a poundage of 30 and a poundage of 20 and finally down to a 1 and barely scratch the paper, even though I'm telling it, go 80, go 100, I don't care, cut. And it won't, because it just loses its poundage. That is most definitely not a user error. The second big issue, there's other issues I'm sure, but the second big issue is that it is still losing its Y calibration. If you don't know what I mean by that, it's like, here's your X, here's your Y, and you have to calibrate it so that it'll cut on point. And it keeps its X very well. The X is great. I have had to recalibrate the machine, I can't remember if it's somewhere between 4 and 8 times so far, because it keeps forgetting what its Y is going to be. And I don't mean it forgets and I open up the settings and I put back in that 1.03 inches for its Y. What I mean is, I tell it 1.03 and it cuts on point for half a cut, and then in the middle of the cut, with me not touching the machine, it loses that and decides it's going to go back and slip by about 2 or 3 millimeters, and then I have to go through the process of calibration to find the new number for Y and bump it up from, say, 1.03 to 1.06 or something. And I've had to do this multiple times. This was a problem the machine had the first time, but my husband tells me he did not communicate that issue. So these were not addressed. Now, to the company's defense, even though it was suggested that this was user error when I first came back with the problem, saying it's not fixed. To the company's defense, they are going to be getting with my husband on Skype, and and they're going to go through things and try to troubleshoot long distance so that we don't have to go through the mailing process again. Just like last time, it is my dear hope that things can be fixed. But you know what? Where once upon a time I had high hopes, my hopes are like this now. Because I report there's a problem, and it doesn't seem to be taken seriously by whatever company I'm... This is with everything, incidentally. It's not just cutters. I mean, I honest to God, I have went to doctors with serious problems wrong and said ow and had them blow me off and worry about something else, and I've had to heal myself. Okay, there's just something about this honest engine face here that people think it's not an honest engine face, and they do not take anything I say seriously, and things get dropped in the cracks. But anyway, so that's what's going on with the cutter. So you can see why I was holding back on footage, because I don't know what's going on, and I didn't want to do a negative thing on the cutter without knowing what the outcome was just yet. But that is the status. So I want to make it clear that the K&K Force's status is still up in the air on what's going on, okay? But as for user error, I don't think so. It is hard to fake some of the stuff. I don't think so. You know, I even wash my mat religiously, and I'm actually preparing to buy a new mat because I've decided the mat I've got just needs replacing. I don't like them when they get, you know, just so, I don't know, guys. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. I could use all the luck you can get, but I have to admit that I'm saving up to get another Silhouette. Because of the 4 cutters, the Silhouette's the one that pleased me the most. Yep.